All right. Hey, Paul Drabick from Behind Enemy Lines here. We just got done in a county board meeting here at DuPage County. We had some grassroots warriors with us calling out some of the election integrity issues. Plus, I was representing Terry and myself going after this corrupt sheriff of DuPage County who's trying to go after us politically. So we're just showing you how to work behind enemy lines in the communist state of Illinois. And we got Jodi Zitko here from the United Sovereign Alliance, right?
Sovereign Americans.
Sovereign
Yep.
Americans.
Yep.
So, Jodi, can you give us a little bit of a background about the fight that you're in from an election standpoint? I know you presented some crazy numbers here today, and just kind of like what the effort is, in Illinois and throughout.
Sure. So United Sovereign Americans is an organization. Our founder is Marley Hornick. She's out of New York State, and she started New York Citizens Audit back after the 2020 election. And in spring of 23, she decided to take this effort nationally. And so Ken and I, my husband, had been doing this voter roll stuff for a while. We're not happy with what we were seeing. And as a result, we told Marley we'd be happy to represent Illinois. And at this point, we have 26 states across the United States that are doing exactly what we're doing. The first effort was building a scorecard. So Ken and myself have almost 60 years, I'm not proud of that number, of doing data analytics and being the kind of nerd in the room who does this stuff. And so it came naturally, and we were happy to help. And we built a scorecard. Those numbers you heard today, for over 4 million of our 8.9 million registrations in the state of Illinois have an irregularity, or they're apparently illegal, seemingly illegal. We need them to tell us if they're valid, because they're missing things like birthdate's missing. So we can't know if they're old enough to vote, but they're voting, by the way. So yeah.
So Jodi, I know like you're on our side with all the stuff that's going on and the communist left and how we're battling them, but I've been talking to a few people and we all agree if we don't fix this election thing, none of it else matters, right? Because they can just continue to elect corrupt individuals who uphold this like communist push.
Totally.
So is this an effort, not necessarily to overturn past elections, but to kind of put these counties on notice? Is that kind of a directive for the entire organization? And how do you think that's going to affect the election moving forward?
Right. So the hope is, yes, we're not here to overturn any particular election. And some of the laws that we stated in our presentation today are actually civil rights laws. They're not actually election laws. So it's really important for people who are talking to their friends across the aisle that this is a nonpartisan issue, effort, and fight. There are at least 11 states that have wrapped up their scorecards just like us, or are almost there. The next step is filing with our state board of elections, our election officials who are certifying for our state. We did that in December of 23. We got no response. We weren't really thinking we would. Neither did New York. But we're here. At some point, we're going to be filing federal lawsuits in these states. It is a civil rights violation. So it's going to be a different matter as it relates to how we pursue it. And the hope would be that the goal is to make sure we have some kind of change that occurs before the 24 general election. It's a big election. Right. It's critical actually at this point, because we really, and I'd say to everyone, if you are scratching your head, you're frustrated. We've been frustrated for almost 4 years now, wondering what we could do to make change. Just get involved. Even if you can make a few phone calls or just get the word out, become educated. If you decide you're interested in what we're doing, you can go to unite4freedom.com. That's uniteforfreedom.com. You can either join and be a volunteer, and even as much as joining our national calls each week, you'll get educated on the laws we're pursuing, the data we're finding. You'll see that it's a national effort. And if you're really more interested in doing some of these presentations, we've gotten through 8 counties. we have I think we have 106 jurisdictions in Illinois, so we still have 98 to go.
There you go.
So we have there's a lot of work to do. So we really welcome anyone who wants to come and help. And we will be having Harry Howery and Marley Hornick, who are our co-founders, in Illinois the first week of March. They'll be doing some local presentations. So if you get signed up to be a volunteer, you'll get some of that info too to come here and speak because they're really pretty incredible people.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Jodi. And we'll be talking to Jodi a little bit more this Thursday. So join us in the bunker behind enemy lines. We'll talk a little bit more about what we did here and how the grassroots movement is coming to fruition in Illinois. We're fighting back against those communists. We're going to be talking to another journalist who is in Ukraine. We got a big show coming up for you, and we're going to have some good clips from this meeting here. Join us in the bunker behind enemy lines.